Welcome, everybody, to the continuing series of South Florida Hospital News leadership videos. These interviews are a conversation with leadership of hospital leadership and hospital providers and healthcare providers in the South Florida market. Today, we welcome Eddie Borrego. He's from Jackson West Medical Center. It's a new hospital for the Jackson Memorial Healthcare System. So Eddie, welcome, and thanks for taking the time out of your busy day, which I know you're very, very busy, to talk with us and learn a little bit more about you and the hospital system. So if we can start off, just tell me your position over at West.
So my name is Eddie Borrego. I'm the CEO here at Jackson West Medical Center, and it is Jackson's first built to suit hospital in 104-year history. We built it out here in Doral, in the Doral area. And for those of you who don't know where that is, it's sort of west of the Palmetto, behind the airport, and it serves about 500,000 residents ranging from Sweetwater, the Flagler area, Doral, West Miami, a bit into Kendall. It's a 100-bed hospital, comprehensive hospital.
So tell me a little bit about, people like to know kind of the inner workings, your family. Tell me a little bit about your family and about in the Miami area, growing up in the Miami area, growing up someplace else.
My family and I, all of us love Miami. We've been here forever. My parents, immigrated to this country. My mom's Guatemalan and my dad is Cuban. And my dad does cabinetry and millwork, and my mom cleans houses. And so definitely, taught my brothers and I, we're three brothers, I'm in the middle, really about ensuring that we get a really great education and work hard and have grit and determination and, to get to where we wanted to be in life. They definitely influenced us heavily. My family, I'm married. We have a 3.5-year-old. His name is Noah. My wife's name is Miriam. She works at Miami-Dade College, used to work at UM, and she works there as a vice president for external affairs and also as the chief of staff to the college president. And she loves her work there and really is passionate about higher education and access to education.
Tell me a little bit about your education background.
I've again, local, Miami kid, went to public school, Coral Gables Elementary, Carver Middle, Gables High. I took a trip up to FSU, Florida State University, and really loved the campus. And I only applied there and thankfully got into that school, first generation college student, and graduated from there, and shortly thereafter started working. And then when I moved back down to Miami and started working here at Jackson, I had the great opportunity to be part of Jackson's MBA cohort program. And so I did my MBA at the University of Miami with a focus or a specialization in healthcare.
So tell us about your career path, kind of the jump around, but kind of tell us, where you were, how long, and then finally to where you are today.
I would say at my junior year, I started volunteering for a gentleman who was running for governor. At that point, he was the Attorney General, Charlie Crist. And so I started volunteering in his campaign office and soon thereafter got hired. So I started going to school more at night and working during the day. He won, and so I started working in the governor's office, helping do special initiatives. After his time in office ended, I started working for a county commissioner here in Miami-Dade County for about 3.5 years. During my time there, I had a lot of interactions with folks that worked here at Jackson, because Jackson was growing. Carlos had just taken it over as the leader and was working on getting the organization from red to black. So he had a lot of aggressive initiatives and wanted to implement a lot. At some point during that, I kind of had an epiphany and said, I love working with people, helping people, making things happen. What better than working with people when they're at their most neediest?
During that whole period of building out a brand new hospital, brand new philosophy of treating people in and around the Doral area, what was, I guess, obviously a lot of different challenges, but if you sit here today, top of mind, what was your major challenge during that period of time?
I think the biggest lesson was just flexibility, right?
Mhm.
What we thought we were going to do day one was not what happened, the day that we opened. And the day that we opened, what we implemented at 7 a.m., we changed at midnight. So really the ability to be flexible and to make people feel comfortable that mistakes will happen and flexibility is encouraged.
What does your typical day look like?
I typically get here between 8 and 8:30, and just get here. We always have at 8:15 a quality and patient safety call and huddle with all of the care leaders. And then from there on, a myriad of meetings and where we focus on, revenue and market share and quality and safety and all of those fun things. I always make time. I would say 2 to 3 hours a day without fail. I round on the floors, and it's really purposeful rounding, and it really gives me an opportunity to keep my finger on the pulse, see what's going on, see what's happening, ensure that all of our C-suite is consistent with the message. I want to ensure that the team sees unity and that everyone is aligned. So if I'm rounding and I say something, or my CNO or the CFO, it all carries the same weight, because everyone can do the right thing at any given time. So, it's really a different environment or culture we've tried to establish here from other large organizations, where it's very homegrown, very family, very intimate. Everyone feels comfortable talking at all ranks and at all levels here, to ensure that, we're all aligned and rowing in the same direction.
During your career, from the very beginning to where you are today, who is, and it's a tough question because I'm sure during the way there was a lot of them, but who would be the mentor that you would look at today that said, that was the person that pushed me or helped me understand where I am today?
I find mentorship in almost everybody. My mentors don't even know that they're mentors. I have mentors that are positive influences and mentors that show me the way not to do things. And so I find mentorship and a learning opportunity in almost every interaction and almost every human that I meet, because there's a lot of folks that I meet, that I'm like, I want to do it just like they did it, or I want to make people feel how they made me feel in this interaction.
What would one piece of advice you would give to a student coming out with maybe an undergraduate degree, maybe somebody who's thinking about going into healthcare, people that are in the master's program and want to further their career? What one piece of advice would you give them to help them understand what they need to do during their career path in healthcare?
I think it's important for our younger listeners to understand that it's a process, and you take every opportunity that you can, because in every opportunity that may be your next moment to shine or your next stepping stone, or you may be working for someone that is going to go open a venture capital fund and is going to call you, it's going to remember how great you were. I say that to say people need to approach every opportunity like an opportunity, and not necessarily like, maybe this is not what I want to do.
If there's anything, and maybe there's not, would keep you up at night relating to your work?
I think it's just what I don't, everyone's always, I think there's a fear of what you don't know. Like, there's certain things I just you can't know everything, right? So there's certain things you don't know if, one day the chiller may not work and the AC is not cooling, right? What do you do with, you don't know, you pray that you've given the care team the appropriate amount of training, competency, demonstration and acclamation to ensure that he or she is gonna know what to do in an event that maybe is very critical. And remember, hindsight's 2020, right? So it's very easy to sit and look at, a root cause analysis and see what we could have done better. But you hope that the training and the education and the involvement and the autonomy that you've given the team to perform at their highest and their best level is enough to really exceed the expectations for the patients.
Well, Eddie, I know you have a very busy day, new facility. I'm sure you have to do your rounds today too. So I want to thank you for your time and your support of doing this interview or conversation and of South Florida Hospital News and Healthcare Report. And we look to see you in person, hopefully in the near future. And with that, we're going to end this conversation with Eddie Borrego, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.